To Thursday night football. Tomorrow night, the Raiders and the Broncos. Broncos are big favorites. Everything seems to be pointing to the Broncos. You have some thoughts?
Well, it's a horrible situation for the Raiders to be in, playing almost a full entire overtime period just a few days ago. Now you have to travel on the road to elevation to take on a Denver Broncos team that is extraordinarily solid and buttoned up defensively. Look, they're without their number one starting cornerback, but this defense has been elite even without their number one starting cornerback, allowing the second lowest yards per game when he hasn't been in the game over the last 2 years. I mean, this team is built to withstand his absence. And so I think that the Denver Broncos are going to give the Raiders a tough time. I know the Raiders are also without Jacoby Myers. They just traded him at the deadline yesterday. And so we're at a situation here with the Raiders where they're going to have to try to keep things simple for Geno Smith, as simple as possible here. I think this defense is going to be a difficult one for him to go up against. I don't know that we're going to get that balance for the running back in this game. And without the balance of a run game, I think Geno Smith is going to be under constant duress here from this Denver Broncos pass rush. And if you look at the running game specifically as it relates to Ashton Jeanty, I mean, he hasn't gone over a longest run of 13 plus yards. He hasn't gone over 13 yards in 4 straight games. And he's going up against one of the third most difficult run defense that he's faced all season. His longest rush is set at 13 and a half. I think they're going to be in a trailing game state and going to need to pass the football more. I was looking to back the under Ashton Jeanty longest rush under 13 and a half. Now, if you do want to back Jeanty a little bit here, the way to do it in terms of betting on him favorably would be through the air. The Denver Broncos are great against number one wide receivers. They're great against tight ends. Where they do struggle is against running backs out of the backfield. And so I think we could see, and this prop has been getting bet up over and over throughout the course of the last, I'd say, 18 hours or so since last night, the over on his receiving yards for Ashton Jeanty. At one point, I want to say it was 13 and a half. I'm now seeing spots as high as 18 and a half, which is a massive move. And I think Ashton Jeanty is going to need to be a check down outlet for Geno Smith fairly early and often in this game, to be honest with you, given the lack of number one wide receiver and upside that they have, and plus the matchups in the secondary with the Denver Broncos. On the other side of the ball, I'll just throw out there, does it seem to you like it does to me that anytime Sean Payton has a chance to play on national TV in a game that he's favored to win and has the opportunity to be a little bit more creative, he loves to get the ball to the guys that he stuck his neck out for and drafted, especially some of those rookies. So I would be paying attention to some of those rookies that he went out and rolled the dice on and drafted to have some sort of a big splash play, something designed for them to have success. We saw them in prime time a few weeks ago, throw the ball a ton to RJ Harvey. This was earlier on in the season. We saw them target, Pat White, I think, their wide receiver that they drafted, threw him a touchdown in a primetime game, I thought, earlier this season as well. So I'd be looking for some guys that aren't necessarily like your number one guys that get all the work, but some of these draft picks that he went out and grabbed to see if they get a little bit of work here in this game and maybe make some big plays.
It's a good call on Sean Payton. I can totally see that. That feels right to me. Okay.
He's an egomaniac, Gill. Like his ego can't prevent him from wanting to just go out there and try to give some of these draft picks some shine.
You noticed that about him? Oh, that's the first I've ever.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now, absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.